This week on 49ers Sac-Hi Sports, the league races continue, and we have the highlights of the important matchups. You'll see Vanden taking on Vacaville, Elk Grove meets crosstown rival Sheldon, and Rockland faces off against Del Oro.
Volleyball action includes Sierra taking on Escalon. Water polo has McClatchy battling Oak Ridge, and you'll meet the volleyball player from Ceres overcoming the obstacles she faced during the pandemic. 49ers Sac-Hi Sports starts right now.
Welcome to 49ers Sac-Hi Sports. I'm Aubrey Tolliver.
And I'm Robert Braunstein. We start tonight in Stockton, where the St. Mary's Rams take a break from their Tri-City League schedule to face NorCal Power De La Salle. The Rams are undefeated on the year, with quarterback Sam Hunkin throwing for nearly 900 yards this season.
De La Salle is 3-2 on the year, and coming off a loss to Folsom, Charles Greer leads the team in yards and scoring with 630 rushing yards and 7 touchdowns. These Spartans meeting the Rams in Stockton on Friday night. Undefeated St. Mary's looking to make history Friday night as the Rams go up against De La Salle. The Spartans early in the first and deep in Rams territory. Charles Greer plows his way through the line, ruled just short of the goal line, but DLS scores on the next play and goes up 7-0. The De La defense on the field, and on the next Rams drive, the Rams quarterback gets smothered by Chris Biller, and De La Salle would lead it 14-0 after 1. In the second quarter, Samson Hunkin finding a cutting Nasiri Danielson. Danielson snags it and moves the chains for the Rams. The next connection puts 6 on the board. Sam to Nas, who dives in for the end zone and breaks the plane. St. Mary's is on the board. De La Salle's next possession, it's handed off to the running back. The ball is fumbled right into the hands of Lucas Healy, and the St. Mary's offense gets the ball back, and here come the Rams. Hunkin throws left to a well-covered Caden Ward. Ward reaches over defender to haul it in, and the Rams tie this game up at 14. De La Salle hops right back on top with 3 minutes left in the first half. Carson Suesue, the Spartans quarterback, built tall and tough, spins and shakes off multiple defenders before finding the end zone, but this game would be all knotted up at 21 at the half. 7 minutes into the third quarter, Suesue sees Cooper Flanagan, and the 6'6" senior knocks 2 Rams to the ground before making a break for it. The Notre Dame-bound tight end outruns everyone on his way to pay dirt, and that puts De La Salle up 27-24. But it's a back-and-forth battle, and on the following Ram possession, David Rasmussen in at quarterback hits Brooks Wheatley in the flat, and Brooks finds room to run up the sideline. Wheatley on his way in for his 5th receiving touchdown on the year. It gives the Rams back the lead. And Wheatley isn't done. Hunkin this time finds Wheatley in the end zone, and St. Mary's takes home the win over De La Salle. The celebration begins. 45-35, the final in Stockton. Here's Hunkin after the game.
We just played, we had each other's back the whole time. You know, it just feels good to know that my brothers have my back and I have theirs, and it just showed tonight.
Garrison reporting where Woodland Christian Cardinals host the Delta Saints. Both teams coming to the night having won at least 5 games. Starting things off with the Saints, Jacob Feldnam with some play action and a fake run pattern, instead connects with Caden Live. Then Cardinals answer back with a direct snap to Kai Brown, who takes it up the middle, and Woodland Christian takes the lead 8-6 with 4 minutes left in the first quarter. Next, Caden Pascoe hands it off to Gabe Sanchez, who turns on the ankle breakers and takes it to the house for another 6 and pulls the Tyreek Hill with the wave celebration. Pascoe again with the handoff, but this time he gives it to Billy Hinckley, who has big holes thanks to his blockers and looks like he is just weaving through traffic to pay dirt. 23-6, Cardinals lead at the end of the first quarter. Delta trying to get a momentum shift, but it's just a Cardinals night with Billy Hinckley this time showing off the defense with a pick 6, and just like that, the senior has back-to-back scores. Woodland Christian with another direct snap to Brown, and he takes up the sideline and races the defender to the pylon and scores. The Cardinals are flying high and lead 39-6 with 8 minutes left in the second quarter. This time Sanchez has the ball and fakes the run and takes it himself for the touchdown. Great blocking again from the Cardinals to assist on that score. The Cardinals are just firing on all cylinders on both sides of the ball. Now it's defensive tackle Shane Osborne getting his hands up and tipping the ball and catching the interception, and won't go down easy. His teammates are fired up, and as you can see, he is too. Then it's Sanchez picking the snap off the ground and throwing it up to the 6'3" tight end Jordan Sacramento, who pulls it down and makes it 53-6. Cardinals lead at the half. Sanchez again, but this time rolls to his right and tosses it to Noah Hinckley, who strolls into the end zone for another tud. This is the 5th different player to score a touchdown tonight. Woodland Christian wins it 60-12. Sanchez with 3 total touchdowns and 115 total yards.
Out to Shingle Springs, where the Battle of the Unbeatens met in the Foothill Valley League. I'm Mark Willis. It's Nevada Union and Ponderosa. We start things off with a little pinball action, but it all comes down to the end, and thanks to Pondo's Paige Skinner, who scores the point for the Bruins. Nevada Union tightens things up at 13 on this, set by Megan Hundemer to Emma Curley for the kill. But the Miners were on top of their game early on. Megan Conway gets the kill here from Hundemer, and NU takes the first set. The Miners kept the momentum going in the second set as Megan to Shay Connors, who forced the ball off the wickets, scoring it for NU. Set point in game 2 goes to Ponderosa as AJ Sikowski gets the set from Ryan the Hooker, who decides to tapping it over and scoring it for Ponderosa. Then in game 3, Sikowski did something impressive with her serves. The jump serve rip was awesome, ripping off 8 straight points. After a wild rally, Sikowski bumps it over to Skinner, and she can put it away. Ponderosa leads it 2-1. Nevada Union takes the 4th set largely to plays like this. Megan Conway's kill from who else? It's Hundemer. And NU looking strong in the 4th. Long game, and some staff members decided to start grading the papers. So in the 5th set, the Miners continue to put the pressure on Pondo, and it paid off. NU goes back to Conway for one of her 13 kills on the night, and that would do it. Conway and the Miners went on the road and stand all alone in first place. We caught up to Megan after the game.
At the beginning of the 5th set, we're all in the huddle and we're just so excited. We're like, we're gonna get this. Like, we are the energy in our little group there is just awesome. It's so great and it's so fun to play with.
Brian Mueller saying hello from Granite Bay Wednesday night for a big non-league showdown between the Grizzlies and Davis. Blue Devils already up 1-0 in the first quarter when Bo Brown feeds Brennan Fuchslin in the middle. Davis opens up a 2-0 lead, but the Grizz start to growl later in the quarter. Nice combo play here. Edmund Sheehy to Seth Boosfield, and then up top to Aiden Williams makes it 2-1. Then a minute later, a nice cross-pool pass by Timothy Zuchenko to Williams. He slings it in. We're all tied at 2. Still first quarter, Davis back on the attack. Blake Fuchslin to big brother Brennan for the score, and the Blue Devil Bros get the lead back for Davis. Just 30 seconds later, Devils strike again. JT Dowdy with the lob shot, 4-2. It's 5-2 in the second now when Williams strikes again. He already has a hat trick, 5-3. Later in the quarter, Brennan Fuchslin back to work, finds the corner on this fastball, and it's back to a 3-goal lead for Davis. 7-3 now. Williams this time on the passing end, gets it to Carmelo, bangs, and that shot is wet. Gets it off as he was going under, and Mello makes it 7-4. That will be the score at the half. In the third, it's 8-5 Davis. Troy Barker makes the first stop, but Jackson Harris right there to put home the rebound. 9-5. Later in the third, Christian Davis tosses it to Dowdy, who catches and releases in one motion. He has a game-high 7 for the junior, and Davis wins it 13-7 over Granite Bay.
Each week this season, Roseville Hyundai brings us the Players of the Week. Our first Player of the Week is Austin Mack from Folsom. The junior quarterback threw 6 touchdowns against a very good Oak Ridge team. Austin completed 14 passes for 329 yards and an average of 23.5 yards a completion.
Very impressive. Our second Roseville Hyundai Player of the Week is Cohen Harris from the Turlock Water Polo team. Cohen scored 9 goals in the Bulldogs League win over Downey. Turlock improving to 11-2 on the year after the win. Cohen Harris and Austin Mack, this week's Roseville Hyundai Players of the Week.
SMUD is leading the nation in clean power, so each week SMUD shows us how we can save energy.
Here is this week's Clean Power City Tip, powered by SMUD.
Hi, my name is Dio Bolu, and here's this week's Clean Power City Tip. Avoid products with excessive plastic packaging. You'll help lower carbon emissions from producing, transporting, and disposing of the plastic. SMUD is leading the nation in clean power. Learn more at cleanpowercity.org.
Coming up, crosstown rivals Elk Grove and Sheldon square off in our first SunPower Electric game.
Then it's Sutter taking on Bear River on the hardwood when 49ers Sac-Hi Sports returns.
Summer's in full swing. Remember, SMUD's peak hours are 5 to 8 p.m. weekdays when electricity use is the highest. Shift some of your electricity usage to mid and off-peak hours when it costs less and renewable energy is plentiful. It's good for your bill, protect protects the environment and helps our community too. Let's work together to save energy this summer. Learn more at smud.org/time-of-day.
Commitment, performance, pride. Roseville Hyundai is thrilled to be the feature sponsor of this week's Sac-Hi Players of the Week. We take great pride in recognizing each of your accomplishments as part of our continued effort to support the community. Come see the electrifying new lineup at Roseville Hyundai. From EVs and hybrids to our fuel cell vehicle, Hyundai Nexo. We've got you covered. Claim yours today.
We are back at the NBC Sports Studio here at Levi Stadium with our first SunPower Electric game. The Elk Grove Thundering Herd enter the week 2-0 in Delta League play.
Elk Grove traveling 5 miles to the north to take on Sheldon. The Huskies are 2-1 in league play and hope to leapfrog over Elk Grove in the league standings. Sheldon hosting Elk Grove on Friday night.
Electric game.
Nick Pecoraro here in Elk Grove for a Delta League showdown between the Sheldon Huskies and the Elk Grove Thundering Herd. Let's take a look at some key players for tonight. Scott Nixon has done it all for the Huskies. Not only has he set school receiving records for career catches, yardage, and touchdowns, but as injuries have plagued the Huskies, Nixon has stepped into a running back role, nearly breaking a school rushing record in his first game primarily out of the backfield. Elk Grove has a do-it-all player as well in Wayshawn Parker. How's this for a stat? Parker this year has 7 rushing touchdowns, a receiving touchdown, an interception return touchdown, punt return touchdown, and a kickoff return touchdown. The only thing he's missing is a fumble return touchdown. Hey, both these teams still in the hunt for the Delta League crown. It's the Herd and the Huskies in our SunPower Electric game. Let's go. Both teams coming into Friday looking for a third straight win. Let's get to it. First quarter, Huskies first drive, Sheldon quarterback Josiah Machado finds that dude I was telling you about in pregame. Scott Nixon picks up some huge yardage into Elk Grove territory, and he would go ahead and finish off this drive with an 18-yard catch from Machado. Did we just become best friends? Yup, 6-0 Huskies. But wait, here's the other dude I was telling you about in pregame. Wayshawn Parker flies into the end zone. Whee! 6-yard score ties it at 6. Herd's next drive sees Mason Vasquez punch it in from a couple yards out, and Elk Grove goes in front 13-6. Second quarter now. Herd driving. QB David Hale hands it off to Vasquez. Or does he? Oh no, he got me! Hale keeps it himself. Elk Grove needs to run that play more often because you get 72-yard scores and perplexed cameramen every time. 27-6 Herd. Sheldon, though, trying to shrink the gap. It's guess who? Machado to Nixon once again, this time from 9 yards, but the Huskies trail 34-13 at the break. Third quarter, Herd driving. Hale looks downfield for Parker. Jeremiah Williams goes up for the challenge, but Parker wrestles it away from him. Give me that, it's mine! Looks like my kid's fighting over a new toy. That sets up this play. Jeremiah Rosales turns in his second score of the night. This one's from 12 yards out. 41-13 Elk Grove at the end of 3. Sheldon showing no quit, though. Check out this catch from Nixon. Machado puts it where only Nixon can grab it. A beautiful over-the-shoulder catch. Nixon had 4 TDs on Friday, but at the end of the day, the Herd was the word. Rosales takes a pitch and cruises in from 27 yards. Career highs of 151 yards and 3 touchdowns, and Elk Grove is 3-0 in Delta League play.
I would say it's a breakout game for all of us, honestly. Like I say, this is a team win, not just us, honestly. Like this is everybody. We're just coming. We're coming.
Reporting from our SunPower Electric game, Nick Pecoraro, 49ers Sac-Hi Sports.
Second place, Bear River hosting undefeated Sutter in the Pioneer Valley League on Wednesday night. I'm Mark Willis. Early on, Bear River was bringing the energy. Emily Lojacono sets up freshman Eden Chai, and she's a good one and gets the kill. Sutter ties it up at 12 on J.C. Lee's assist to Laura Anderson for the kill. Then Bear River, with all that energy, takes the first set. Lojacono to Christy Kelly, who tips it over for the winner. On to set 2, and the Huskies pick it up. Lee with the back set to Mia Minard, and she finds the open spot for the score. Then it's Lee set up Torrance Harder for down the line winner. That's so exciting! And Sutter takes the second set. In the third set, Bear River goes back to the freshman. Chai scores another point for the Bruins. Lo Jacono with the assist, but Sutter rallies and takes the fourth set. Minard sets up harder, and she gets one of her 11 kills here to the fourth now. Nice low set from Lee to Gracie Langsdorff, and Sutter jumps out quickly. Bear River still hanging around though. Eden Chai gets one of her 15 kills on the night right there. But Sutter is undefeated in the league for a reason. Matching that intensity Bear River started with. Sutter ends it with a Torrance Harder slam, finishing off the job. Sutter wins the match in 4 sets and is now up 3 games with 4 to play. Torrance, your thoughts?
We lost our energy at first, but I think we picked it up. We talked a lot, and we just picked each other up and just shook it off.
Coming up, we head back to the court for Oak Ridge and Christian Brothers, both in our top 10 poll.
Speaking of that poll, here it is, our Sac Joaquin Section Top 10 Girls Volleyball Poll, presented by Tracy Toyota.
Right now, my electrical bill is about $10 a month.
This is definitely one of the best investments we did in our house.
All over the country, people are taking control over their electric bills by going solar with SunPower. We offer the most efficient, durable panels on the market, so you can see a return on your investment every month.
I was paying $220 a month. Now I pay about $22 a month.
Right now, 49ers faithful get a $1,000 Visa reward card from SunPower. Go online today.
At Tracy Toyota, we're not just devoted to selling cars. We're committed to our community. We're donating $100,000 to help local organizations in Tracy. We call it Champions Thinking Heroes, like the Tracy Family Resource Center, who serve the local community. To reach our goal, we'll donate $50 for every vehicle sold. Check out our great lineup of new Toyotas. Our certified used cars come with a 7-year, 100,000-mile warranty. Tracy Toyota, with you all the way.
The Oak Ridge volleyball team comes into the week having won 9 of its last 10 matches. The Trojans are undefeated in league and one of the best teams in the area. But Oak Ridge takes a break from Sierra Foothill League play to take on another top-ranked team.
Christian Brothers lost to Oak Ridge during tournament play earlier in the year, but the 15-5 Falcons are looking very strong as of late. Should be a good one played at Christian Brothers on Tuesday.
Nick Pecoraro here with a Tuesday night non-league tilt between Oak Ridge and Christian Brothers, 2 teams in our top 10 volleyball poll. Let's go. First set, Falcon freshman Simone Huarte. Not much you can do with that, but check out this save from Oak Ridge's Leilani Yang. She hits the deck, and the ball does the same on the other side. And on the next play, it's Yang again going to her bag of tricks. Nice dump shot right here. Trojans go up 15-13. A few points later, you can't leave the cookie jar open for Elle Weaver. She'll eat them up every time. And then the Trojans take set 1, Sophia Padilla to Emily Child, 25-18. Set 2, Falcons on the attack, but the Trojans are on the stack. Child teams up with Alyssa Anderson for the block right here, but Christian Brothers showing some D of its own. Kimora McKechnie is in full-on denial. That's a good thing in volleyball, but the Trojans pull away as Padilla goes aces high for a 25-10 second set win. Third set, Falcons trying to make a move. Drew de Guzman sets Lillian Perez, who shows a soft touch for the point. Brothers led 16-11 in the third, but the Trojans rally. Kate Fagundes dives for the dig, gets it to Yang, who sets Mac Dowden. The Miggity Mac ties it up at 17, and from there, Oak Ridge had a plan, and it was to feed number 7. Elle Weaver was huge for the Trojans late in the third. Wait for it. And then she gets this ace. Big game for Elle Weaver. The Trojans are rolling deep, and they get the sweep.
I just think that we have a lot of well-rounded, versatile players who play club and beach in their off time, and so I just think that it's a special group that's able to step into any role that they're asked to.
Every week, we bring you stories of inspirational athletes overcoming the odds.
Jada Harris is a star student and athlete at Ceres High School. As Brian Mueller tells us, while she makes it look easy on the volleyball court, life has been anything but simple the last couple of years for Jada and her mother.
When Jada Harris goes up for a shot, there's rarely a return.
My strength's definitely my right arm. I love to swing. It's one of my favorite things to do.
When she's on fire, she's untouchable. And she is. Like,
She's a great athlete, a really good athlete, a really good athlete.
Jada has been playing volleyball since 7th grade and has grown into being the heavy hitter in the middle for the Bulldogs.
Volleyball is a way for me to express how I am. I'm working my way up to the best I see myself in the future, and doing that, it just makes me feel empowering, like knowing that I'm accomplishing a goal of mine.
She's by far has potential to be probably one of the stronger female athletes as a volleyball player that this school has ever seen.
About the only thing stronger than her right arm is her leadership skills.
To see her to go from that, that shy freshman kid that a lot of them turn into like the awesome young woman who's the leader of the campus, who, when she's on a team, she cares for her team, she works with her team. And you see it in sports, you see it in leadership, you see it on campus. To see how she went from that to that is awesome. It's like the coolest thing about her.
Students really gravitate towards her, and she's someone that you want to know and you want to get to know. And for me, she's someone I want in my class. If I could have her in both of my classes, I would.
Whether it's on the court or in the classroom, Jada likes to be front and center.
I like to show my face. I like people to know who I am, not so I can be in the media or anything, but more so people know they have a friend in me. I'm someone that they can come and talk to, who can give them advice or be someone like a friendly nature to the school.
It's that type of attitude that made the pandemic so difficult for Jada, whose mental health plummeted during the lockdown.
It had a really big decline on me. I felt I wasn't able to accomplish my goals or accomplish anything really.
The pandemic also took its toll on the family's bank account when Jada's mother lost her steady source of income.
Financially, I was struggling, I'm the sole income of the house. I'm taking care of everything. And so money's not coming through, bills are still piling up.
The electronics company Monica works for got shut down for a time during the pandemic. Monica not only had Jada living with her, but also her 2 other kids, daughter-in-law, and grandchildren. The result was near poverty conditions for the family.
It was difficult. It was a lot of canned foods. It was pay the water bill this month, but the light bill the following month.
Seeing her kind of stress about how she's gonna make ends meet at the end of the night, or at the end of the week, it was kind of hard.
And then Monica was dealt another blow. She got a serious bout of COVID, and suddenly those bills weren't the main concern.
I had already setting plans with my oldest daughter, telling her that she's gonna need to take care of Jada because I wasn't gonna make it.
But Jada wasn't ready to give up on her mom.
She knew that I had told her that her sister will be taking care of her. And she says, "No, Mom, you're gonna be okay. And I'm gonna help take care of you."
While Monica got a clean bill of health, Jada helped the other bills get paid by netting various jobs.
It felt really good. I watched her struggle for so long, and then I was able to reach out my hand further enough and be like, "Hey, Mom, I can help you."
She was happy to do it. I'm very proud of her.
Between mother and daughter, that pride is a two-way street. I showed Monica Jada's answer when I asked her what her mother means to her.
I do everything for my family, and I do more for my mom. She's the one who shaped me. She's the one who showed me that in life, I work for it, I get it. She's worked hard her whole life. I have a troubled life sometimes, and she's had worse. And the fact that she was able to do so much for us, it's just amazing. I don't know how to explain it, honestly.
So beautiful. That's beautiful. At the end of the day, she truly, definitely loves me. She's a beautiful soul. She really is.
Reporting in series, Brian Mueller, 49ers Sac-Hi Sports.
Jada says her goal is to play Division I volleyball and wants to study to be an orthodontist.
Outstanding. This season, Service Champions Heating and Air Conditioning is shining a spotlight on athletes who give it all on the field and give back to their schools.
This week's Service Champions Student Spotlight, we feature Abby McCall From Del Campo, Abby is a senior captain of the Cougars water polo team and was elected for multiple positions within student government throughout her high school career. But in her senior year, Abby serves as the director of outreach for an on-campus organization called Kids Helping Kids, which helps raise money for children in need. Congrats, Abby, on being a champion in service for your school.
Coming up, the U.S. Army Game of the Week. Bandon and Vacaville face off in the big MEL showdown.
Then we have crosstown rivals Ripon and Ripon Christian in girls volleyball. But first, here's this week's Spirit Corner featuring the cheer team from Whitney.
Trevor was born a champion. He knows how to make lemonade from lemons. He also knows that comfort is all year round. So sometimes, when you can't make lemonade, you make hot chocolate. Today, Trevor is proud to be a service champion. We're now offering a $58 2-for-1 special. You'll get a comprehensive AC tune-up and a free furnace safety inspection. High five service, champion attitude. Call 800-5-CHAMPS.
'49ers Sac-Hi Sports is brought to you by these fine companies who care about high school sports. By Stanford Medicine, #1 in Northern California for orthopedics, and by SunPower, a proud sponsor of the San Francisco 49ers. We are back at the NBC Sports Studio here at Levi Stadium with the U.S. Army Game of the Week. The Monticello Empire League is in its second week of league play. Bandon is undefeated on the year at 6-0 with quarterback Trey Dimes playing very well in his senior year.
Bandon taking on the reigning MEL champs this week. Vacaville is coming off a win over Rodriguez. Brady Mott is a receiver and safety with 330 receiving yards on offense and 7.5 tackles a game on defense. Vacaville and Bandon in our U.S. Army Game of the Week. The winner meeting up with Strawberry from KISS 107.9 after the game.
A very excited and hyped up Bandon Vikings take the field as they welcome their next door neighbor Vacaville. And it was the Vacaville Bulldogs striking first from a yard out. It's Eric Gladney scoring it here, 7-0 Bulldogs. Make that 13-0 Bulldogs as they go to the air in the second quarter. Alex Barkley to Noah Sioski, who makes a very difficult catch against two defenders. Still in the second, Bandon goes to the air as well. Trey Dimes drops back and releases this pass deep down the sidelines and hauled in by Simeon Wiedemeyer, a 55-yard touchdown, 13-7 Bulldogs. Vacaville looking to add some more points before the half, but Devin Martin was not having it. A massive collision, and Martin fills the gap, stopping the runner. Third quarter now, Bandon driving, but on fourth down, Vacaville, Siosi and Gladney gets the sack to end this drive. The Bulldogs go right to the air as Barkley connects with Brady Mott. Nice catch, but watch him run. It's a 50-yard touchdown run. 21-7 Bulldogs. Bandon now playing a bit desperately, and they quickly drive down the field. A 4-yard TD by Elijah Fisherman for the Vikings, trail 21-13. But Vacaville does not lay down, more like fire them up. Gladney, another 1-yard run, and that will put the Bulldogs up 28-13. With a minute to go in the game, a Bandon player was injured and needed medical attention on the field, so both teams decided to call it. At that point, meeting on the field and praying for the player. Our thoughts and prayers go out to the Bandon football team's family. After the game, KISS FM Strawberry spoke with the Bulldogs.
All right, so with the victory tonight, these boys right here from Vacaville are now 2-0 in the league. We got to give it up for the Bulldogs for what they did. And let's talk to Christian, who ran the football up and down the field today. Talk about the never back down attitude you guys showed on the field, because Bandon threw everything they had at you tonight.
Well, first of all, we have a great offensive line, help us run all game long. And then for the coaches to have confidence in us to just drive the ball downfield. We know the game plan every week and just execute.
Yeah. Where's my guy Eric right here who put 2 touchdowns on that scoreboard? What was the talk in the locker room as you guys were getting ready to face off against a 6-0 undefeated team, first in the division? What's going through everyone's head?
Really just stay locked in and do everything we learned in practice. You know, come out here, compete, just nonstop, foot on their throat.
Yeah. Good win. It was a good win. Quarterback right here, Alex. A couple trick plays being called tonight. Talk about the faith that you have in coach, or better yet, the faith that the coach has in you to pull these off.
Yeah, the coaches believe in all of us. They're the smartest coaches I've ever had the privilege to play with. They believe in all of us. They know what we're capable of, and they push us every day to work as hard as we can.
Yeah, you did it. Somebody else who did it, my guy right here, Noah, got some points tonight on the board. Also, you had a very tough preseason, and you still got some heavy opponents later on. Do you like these tough face-offs, or would you rather have a cakewalk into the end of the season?
No cakewalks. We just want to work hard. We want to work for what we have, and we just want to go all the way.
Nice job, guys. Nice victory. My name is Strawberry on the radio at V101.1 and the new KISS 107.9. Bulldogs, great game. Clap it up for yourselves. You deserve it.
Tracy area sports coverage is presented by Tracy Toyota off Freeway 205 in Tracy, with you all the way. It's the battle for Ripon and Ripon Christian going at it Wednesday night, playing for town bragging rights. Kicking things off in the first set, Leah Van Wingarden receives the serve and Ava Benedict sets up Avery McMurray, who rips it home for Ripon Christian. But the Indians playing solid defense at the net as Avery McKiernan and Catherine Eskis team up for the block, ripping up 9-7 in the first. But later in the set, it's the Knights with a 2-point advantage as it goes Ellie Ditt to Megan Westain to Jordan Vanderveen. Each team rallying. Adriana Dorn comes up with a big block there, but Ripon Christian keeps it in play, goes for another kill, but it's the freshman again. That one is not returned. Dorn with the stuff. But it's the Knights who would ultimately win the set as Ava Benedict and Taylor Posma combined for the point. RC with the 7-point win in the first. On to the second, a good dig there by Kaylee Inderbitson. Kaya Whitaker backsets it to freshman Adriana Dorn, and she gets the takedown, but the Knights tie it up on the next point. Van Wingarden, Benedict, and Ava Van Groningen, the senior, finds open court. A few points later, she would find open court again, this time on the block. The 6-foot hitter will play at Campbell University in North Carolina next year. Junior Sydney Hoffman also with a great match for the Knights as she takes the setup from Benedict and hammers it home, getting beat up by her teammates for that scorching shot. The Indians down 15-14 here. Dorn and Regan Wilkerson set up Kylie Fulmer, and Fulmer gets the kill, but the Knights take set 2, so up 2-0 in the third. Van Groningen, Postma, and Vanderveen. Jordan would finish with a match-high 10 kills as the Knights take this match in 3, finishing off these highlights with a masterful move by Eva Benedict. Her teammates surprised by that one as well. Ripon Christian wins the battle for Ripon and improves to 19-4 on the season. Just 5 league matches left in the regular season for the Knights. Stanford Medicine brings us great advice for athletes each week.
Here's Dr. Stephen Weiss with this week's tip.
Most people who play a contact sport, particularly football, have experienced a stinger or burner at some point. This is also referred to as dead arm syndrome. Getting a stinger puts you at a 3-time risk for having another one in the future. Stingers are most commonly caused by a direct blow to the shoulder or head, which causes stretching of the nerves. It usually presents as temporary tingling or numbness in the arm, but can also present with weakness, usually in the muscles of your shoulder or your bicep. Symptoms usually resolve within a couple of minutes, but can last much longer. You can return to play as soon as symptoms have completely gone away and you have full strength and normal range of motion.
Coming up, our Mattress Firm perfect match with Sierra taking on undefeated Escalon in volleyball.
Then it's McClatchy and Oak Ridge in boys water polo. This is 49ers Sac-Hi Sports. We continue tonight with our Mattress Firm perfect match. This week it's the big-time volleyball matchup with 2 very strong teams from the South. If you add Sierra and Escalon's season records coming into the week, they are 37 wins and just 1 loss. Escalon is undefeated at 20-0, having dropped just 7 sets all season long.
Emily Vickers is the Cougars' big hitter. Sierra comes into the week with a 17-1 record. Rebecca Thompson is the Timberwolves setter. The Timberwolves looking to hand Escalon its first loss of the year in our Mattress Firm perfect match. The game played in Escalon on Monday.
Brian Mueller here Monday night, and matchups don't get much more perfect than this. Undefeated Escalon facing one-loss Sierra. In the first, Faye Hernandez handles the serve, then Riley Laddie gets it to the big hitter, Emily Vickers. She slams this home, 14-11 Cougars. Later in the set, Timberwolves down just a point. Jenna Dalen to Rebecca Thompson and Elena Threet with a sweet shot, and we're all tied up at 15. Sierra with set point at 24-23, and Zoe Kozart will finish things off, and the T-Wolves take the first set. It's the first time Escalon has trailed this season, but the Cougars are unfazed. In the second, Laddig feeds Vickers, and she can do it all, power and finesse. You can see why she came into this match second in the section in kills. It's 10-6 Escalon, 16-14 Cougars. Later in the set, Kozart hits it to Thompson, who looks like she's setting, but it's a sneak attack and a good one. Timberwolves down just a point. 21-19 Escalon now. Vickers right on the serve. Laddig along to Gianna Bava, and that's down. The Cougars go on to win the set 25-19, and we're all square at 1. The third set was all Escalon. It's another Hernandez to Laddig to Vickers combo, and Emily places this perfectly down the line. Escalon wins the third set 25-12. Cougars looking to close it out in the fourth. We're tied at 22. Carly Burns digs the hot shot. Then it's Thompson to Ozart for the kill, and the T-Wolves lead by 1. But the Cougars have match point now at 26-25. We've heard this one before. Hernandez to Laddig, but this time it's Carson Hood putting a cap on this one. Escalon wins our Mattress Firm perfect match 3-1 behind a huge night from Vickers.
We definitely played better, but it was so cool that we still got to come out with the W. And it's means a lot, because saying that we didn't play our best coming into Division III playoffs, I have more confidence now.
Out to El Dorado Hills, where Oak Ridge hosted McClatchy in a non-league match. These two teams met in a tournament recently, and it was a 1-goal difference. Oak Ridge gets it going first. Ian Platchy to Woden Chomps, and he double clutched it before scoring it. Then it was Wyatt Bannister to Max Wagner for the Trojans goal. That makes it 4-1 OR. All hustle here in the pool by McClatchy's Garland Long, not giving up on it, pushes the rock in the goal. Lions down 3. Now McClatchy on the break. Lincoln Sabatini gets his shot blocked with his right hand, so he uses his left to score it. Lions down 5-3. Make it 6-3 when Mason Bueller skips it in from the point. Oak Ridge looking good. And it's a 1-goal game until Bannister reaches back and throws it past everyone. The dude's got smoke. McClatchy makes it a 1-goal game before the half when Finn Morrison scores it for the Lions. Third quarter now, and here comes the Trojans. With no pressure, Platchy's able to look for a little bit and makes the right shot, gets it on the wide side, 9-6 OR. Here's Bannister for Oak Ridge on the penalty shot, and the right-hander scores one of his 8 goals in the game. Trojans lead it 11-7. McClatchy's able to match the pace here in the third quarter. Sabatini scores it from the point. Lions down 3. After a bunch of penalty shots, we get a goal during live action. Here's Dominic Esparza banging this one home in the fourth. 17-11, Trojans lead it now. When Sam Jacobson scores the 14th goal on a penalty shot from McClatchy, they trail late by 3 in the game. But on this afternoon, it was the Trojans who came out on top on this one. One more time, it's Esparza with the corner shot, and that would do it. The dishes are done, man. Oak Ridge wins it by 4.
U.S. Army brings us the top recruit each week, shining a light on players getting lots of attention by top colleges.
This week's U.S. Army top recruit is Kenyon Nelson from Lincoln. The dual-threat quarterback has received 3 Division I offers from Army, Tennessee, and Colorado State. Want to be a top recruit? Find your path at GoArmy.com. Coming up in our second SunPower Electric game, it's Rockland facing off against Del Oro, then Modesto Christian and Escalon. You're watching 49ers Sac-Hi Sports.
Every day, the sun comes up. And right on cue, the work begins. We start every morning, knowing full well we're in it for the long haul. Our work is a labor of love. No task too small, no moment uncherished. And although we're not often thanked, we rest knowing that our work is making a brighter future. This is more than milk.
Brought your baseball glove to basketball practice, but turned out to be football practice? Game on, Junk Sleep. During Mattress Firm's Sleeping Spree event, save up to $500 plus get a free adjustable base with 2 free bedding items. You can't put a price on good sleep, but it's better on sale. Only at Mattress Firm.
The Sierra Foothill League is looking strong as always. Our second SunPower Electric game tonight features 2 league title contenders, both Del Oro and Rockland winning their league openers last week.
The Golden Eagles come into the week undefeated at 6-0. Rockland is the defending champ, coming into the week with a 5-1 season record. The 2 meeting in our SunPower Electric game. Our Brian Mueller was there.
Electric game.
Robert and Aubrey, only the second league game of the season, but already the regular season home finale for Del Oro. You can see the senior night activities going on behind me. Now, this Del Oro-Rockland rivalry has gone back and forth over the years, but you know the Golden Eagles will be looking for some revenge after dropping last year's game 38-3. But this is a different Del Oro defense. They haven't given up 38 points in the last 3 games. Akio Martinson leads the team with 5.5 sacks and 7 tackles for loss. As for Rockland, the lightning rod for the Thunder offense is senior Elias Brown with a team-leading 740 yards on the ground.
Here's a SunPower Electric game first. The game ball is delivered on a helicopter. It was all in honor of Officer Matt Redding, a former Rockland police officer and Del Oro alum who was killed in the line of duty by a drunk driver. They continue to honor Officer Redding by playing for the Matt Redding Trophy. We'll pick up the game in the first quarter, no score. Caden Pinnock has all kinds of time, finally unleashes a deep ball to Aaron Unfried, and no one will catch him. An 85-yard TD, and it's 7-0. Second quarter now, Pinnock back to work, airs out another one, this time to Tommy Poe, and Poe pulls it in. The Golden Eagles up 14-0. Del Oro looking for one more score before the half. Pinnock looking like Patrick Mahomes here, just flips this to Jagger French, and he can saunter in for the score, and the Golden Eagles lead 20-0 at the break. But Rockland came out with a new game plan in the second half, and it was to run the rock. Mason Silva goes right up the middle for the score. That makes it 20-7. Final minute of the quarter, and the Thunder just keep grinding on the ground. Hi-yo, Silva! Here he is again, takes it all the way down inside the 10. Then Eli Hardy finishes off the drive on the jet sweep, finds the corner, and the Thunder are down just 7 going into the fourth. Rockland alum and San Francisco Giants pitcher Logan Webb is loving it. But the Golden Eagles have a guy with a pretty good arm. Pinnock evades the rush, buys some time, and hits Poe just short of the end zone. A couple plays later, Pinnock finishes off the drive himself, 27-13, and the Golden Eagles go on to win it 33-20. They are 7-0.
It's definitely a big step for us, but everyone knows the greater goal, which is to get to state, playoffs, and all that. So we really, every week is 24-hour rule. We keep it moving, and on to next week.
Reporting in Loomis for the SunPower Electric game, Brian Mueller, 49ers Sac-Hi Sports.
Both Escalon and Modesto Christian looking for its first league win of the season. The Cougars are the reigning Trans Valley champs, and they get off to a quick start in this one. Opening Crusader drive, Jameen Miller picks the pass clean, and the junior takes it back the other way. Miller weaving through traffic before going 35 yards in for the pick 6. The Cougar defense getting some points on the board. Following Crusader drive, Ross Weideman does a little pump fake before launching a ball deep downfield. Ray Corral Jr. hauls it in and sheds off a Cougar before making his way to the end zone. Cougars lead at 7-6 and extend that lead on the next drive when Donovan Rosevink heaves it up the near sideline, and Owen Nash catches this ball and stays on his feet. I don't know how he does it, and the Cougars have the 14-6 advantage. Crusaders are forced to punt on the next drive, so Logan Anderson returning for the Cougs. Anderson with some momentum cutting to his left, and he is met hard by a Crusader lineman, but bounces off and goes back the other way. And there are Miller and Nash leading the blocks. Anderson, after some drama, finds his way in for 6, a 67-yard return for Logan. Just over 3 minutes to go in the first half. We saw Corral Jr. haul in a touchdown. Well, here is Ray throwing one. A spectacular grab there by Isaiah Davis, and the deficit is now 13. But the Cougar offense shows no signs of slowing down as Rosevink finds a wide open Ryan Lewis, the 6'4" sophomore tight end, has his first touchdown of the season, and it extends the Cougar lead back to 20. Heading to the second half, Rosevink hands it off to Miller. Miller following his blocker, Luke Oliver, and then Miller cuts, and he is off. Jameen already with a touchdown on defense. Here's his second touchdown of the night, and what if I told you the Miller tirade wasn't over? This pass is tipped by Ryan Lewis and finds the hands of none other than Miller. That is the second pick six of the game for Jameen, and it's his third touchdown of the night. We're finishing these highlights with a Josh Graham touchdown. The junior had a big second half for the Cougars, and Escalon improves to 1-2 in Trans Valley League play with a win over Modesto Christian.
Each week we present the Scholar Athlete Award.
This week's Scholar Athlete Award goes to Logan Tiska from the Christian Brothers girls water polo team. The Falcons goalie is thriving in the pool, earning a spot in the USA Water Polo developmental team. She is also doing amazing work in the classroom, earning a 4.75 GPA. Coming up, it's Downey taking on Turlock.
Then Placer battling Lincoln. This is 49ers Sac-Hi Sports.
The Downey Knights are off to their best start since 2017. The Knights come into the week undefeated at 6-0. Quarterback Connor Stoddard is averaging nearly 280 passing yards a game. He has almost 1,700 passing yards with 19 touchdowns this season.
Very impressive. Turlock is 3-3 on the year, but was battle-tested during its preseason. The Bulldogs' J.T. Foreman II comes into the game with 550 rushing yards and 4 touchdowns. Turlock looking for a win over the defending league champs. The game played in Turlock on Friday.
A nail-biter down in Turlock. The Bulldogs taking on undefeated Downey Friday night. Both teams looking to go to 2-0 in CCAL play. We're scoreless after a quarter, so in the opening seconds of the second, Cole Gilbert calls his own number, getting a 22-yard pickup there, and the drive ending in a Bulldog touchdown. Same thing here with Gilbert keeping it himself. Cole in for 6 and Dogs up by 7. With 7 minutes left in the first half, Gilbert going to the air game. Peter Mello is on the receiving end of the pass, and after pushing off a defender, Mello puts his team up by 2 touchdowns. It's 14-0, but the Knights get on the board 4 minutes later when Kai Ragland gets the handoff and gets the short punch in. 14-7 Turlock at the break, and in the second half, Ragland does it again. That touchdown ties this game up. The Knights fighting back to keep their undefeated record intact. Fourth quarter, Downey about 15 yards out. Connor Stoddard throws a dart to Gavin Garcia. Garcia pushes off a whole bunch of Bulldogs before making his way into the end zone. That's the first lead of the night for the Knights. 21-14, less than 3 minutes left in the game. The next Turlock possession, Gilbert running around in the backfield trying to find an open man. He escapes pressure. The lefty gets rid of it, and J.T. Foreman hauls it in, breaking free and goes in for the score. Turlock gets the 2-point conversion and leads it 22-21 with less than 2 minutes remaining. Downey needing to get downfield in a hurry. We talked about Stoddard's 280 passing yards a game. Well, he's not afraid to use his feet either. A few plays later, the Knights are in field goal range. Down by 1, Elijah Raineveld with everything on the line, lines up for the field goal and nails the 35-yarder to win it. The Downey Knights celebrate the 24-22 victory on the game-winning field goal by Raineveld.
It's homecoming at Lincoln High, where the Fighting Zebras are looking to knock off the undefeated Placer Hillman. Lincoln came to play early. Quarterback Thomas Mukai fires to Hayden Dotson on a slant, who brings in the catch to put the ball at the 1-yard line. Ryan Henning follows with a run up the middle to punch it in and draw first blood. The Zebras go up 7-0 by scoring on their first drive. Placer responds right back. Quarterback Joshua Craycraft steps into it and fires to the sideline, right into the hands of his tight end Josh Maxwell for a 25-yard gain. Later in their methodical drive, Baylor Kelly takes the handoff and finds a hole, and wham! The running back busts a tackle at the goal line to tie things up at 7. Placer starts the second quarter strong, converting 3 third downs, including this 1-yard run by Costa Alexic up the gut, 14-7 Hillman. Late in the first half, Dotson makes a marvelous catch in traffic and drags defenders to the 1-yard line, where a QB sneak knots the score before the half. But the Placer offense continues its momentum into the second half. Alexic ends another stellar drive with the 19-yard TD, and the Hillmen regain the upper hand 21-14. With Alexic and the Hillman offense firing on all cylinders, the running back finds the edge with blockers in front of him, setting up 1st and goal. How do you cap another 80-yard drive? It's Alexic again. The running back takes the handoff and lunges past the goal line for another Hillman score, 28-14 Placer. Fourth quarter now. Lincoln takes a shot downfield, but Isaiah Hanley breaks up the pass, and guess who makes the diving pick? Go after Costa, and it'll cost you. On Placer's next drive, Jaden Suggs finds a hole and sails into the end zone, giving the Hillmen a 3-score lead and laying the knockout punch. And that would be your final. Placer gets the W, 35-14, improving to 7-0 on the year.
Brian Mueller still hanging around at Granite Bay Wednesday for a rematch of the D1 Sectional Championship last year. Davis won that one and looking good early on here, already up 3-0 when Kenzie Walker adds to it. Later in the first, it's Layla Mraz to Riley Johnson, and the Blue Devils open up a 5-0 lead. 6-1 in the second now. Malaya Wright leads Mraz perfectly to the goal, and she scores on the backhander to make it 7-1. GB fires back later in the quarter. Avery Mall finds Heidi Sherman, who snipers this shot in the corner and in. The Grizz down just 7-2. Still in the second, 8-2 now. Maddie Myers to Haley Marks for the quick hitter. Nice little play there to cut the lead to 5 again. But Davis responds quickly. Just 10 seconds later, Mraz returns the favor and gets it to Wright, who capitalizes 9-3. Final seconds of the half, Mall beats the clock and sends Granite Bay into the half down 5. There would be only one goal scored in the third, and it was in the literal final second. Ava Portello to Catherine Myler, and that's the way to end the quarter. The Blue Devils go on to win the rematch, 11-5 the final.
Remember, all of the game footage we shoot is available for purchase on our website. Go to 49ers Sac-Hi-Sports.com. We will send you the entire game digitally.
Follow us on social media for lots of fun and exciting content. Our Instagram story is a great way to keep updated on scores, news, and so much more. 49ers.Sac-Hi is our handle on Instagram and Twitter.
Coming up, we will choose the play of the week. This could be the play of the week, maybe not.
But first, take a look at our Sac Joaquin Section Top 10 Football Poll presented by Tracy Toyota.
We are back to announce tonight's play of the week.
And who will do that?
I believe it is a guy by the name of Mark Willis.
Same guy every week?
Same guy every week. Screaming at ya.
Here he is, Mark Willis, listing some contenders and then announcing the play of the week.
Okay, guys, we start in Escalon, and the Cougars' punt return man, Logan Anderson, heads upfield. He's fast. He's dangerous with the ball. He's physical. And he runs into a wall, takes the punishment, keeps on going. Logan Anderson goes all the way for the punt return touchdown, but we like this play better. It's Sheldon Scott Nixon, the over-the-shoulder catch. Heck, he caught the ball blindly. It was in his blind spot. Great catch for the play of the week.
That's the play of the week, and that is 49ers Sac-Hi Sports for this week. Thank you for watching. I'm Aubrey Tolliver.
And I'm Robert Bronstein. Join us next week. We'll share the story of the Central Catholic football player and how he was able to come to terms with his deafness. We'll see you then.